Saudi Arabia and Egypt have signed 14 agreements that'll help the North African nation cope with the effects of the crisis in Ukraine on the global economy. The deals are worth around $7.7 billion for various projects. That's according to Egypt's General Authority for Investments and Free Zones. Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is in Egypt today as part of a broader tour of the Middle East. Now, the deals include closer cooperation between state-owned energy firms on both sides for the development of wind power generation. Riyadh is also investing in Egypt's logistics infrastructure through upgrades to the port of Damietta, north of Cairo and east of Alexandria. And Saudi Arabia has agreed to let Egyptian medicines giant Facto Pharmaceuticals establish a special pharmaceutical city in the Gulf Kingdom for $150 million. Now, for more, let's go to Betul Dogan Akkas, a researcher in Durham in the UK. Welcome to the program, Betul. Now, what's Riyadh's aim with this very generous set of deals with Cairo? What's it trying to accomplish here?
Well, of course, as you mentioned previously, the economic aspect is really dominating because Egyptian economy really needs help for more than a decade. They are struggling with heavy economic conditions, and this has been the case in Egyptian economy for longer than 2 decades. But in the case of Saudi Arabia, although this is a deal that both parties are winner, of course, Egyptians are much advantages in these conditions. But for Saudi Arabia, the reason for backing Egypt is mainly the Egyptian power in the Middle East security and politics. So although it's a state now struggling with some political instabilities and economic situations, especially after the war in Ukraine, status quo powers in Middle East is a lot to do with Egypt. So once you are as an authoritarian state in the region supported by Egypt and like monarchies like Jordan, once you have those alliances together, it's of course supportive for Mohammed bin Salman's own legitimacy and leadership. So we might say the initial stage or initial motivation for the deal or the cooperation on his tour with Egypt is the political support and the alliances that they are shaping with Egypt. But of course, the economic aspects is also critical. There are 3 million Egyptians living in Saudi Arabia. They do send money to their families and friends back home in Egypt. And there's a societal connection. Those countries are having good economic and diplomatic relations for centuries. So this is good for Mohammed bin Salman to have a checklist over the Egyptian alliances and support for them. But the agreements, as you mentioned previously, are mostly on alternative sectors like renewable energy, green hydrogen, and e-commerce. But in this case, actually, we might say it is a generous deal for 7.7 billion. But at the same time, there are questions for economic experts. Is this really something Egyptian economy needs at the moment, or do they need more urgent sectors to be covered by a deal?
All right, Betul, we will have to leave it there, but thank you for joining us from the UK.